When I stepped into the ICU, the first thing that struck me wasn't the beeping machines. It was a silence, a heavy, suffocating quiet that swallowed everything. My daughter lay before me, her body bruised, breathing shallow beneath a tangle of wires. The nurse whispered. She coded twice. We almost lost her. I froze. 2 weeks abroad, a vacation I thought would be a break, and this was what I returned to. Where's her husband? I asked. The nurse hesitated. We tried calling him. Sir, he's on a yacht somewhere in the Mediterranean. Didn't pick up. My chest went icy. Outside the ICU glass, I noticed her wedding ring on a tray, bent, blood-stained. That was the moment I stopped being just her father. I became something else entirely. And by nightfall, my plan had already begun. 3 years ago, I gave my daughter away at an oceanfront ceremony. She shone with youth and naive love. Her groom, Daniel, was a slick investment banker with a smile sharp enough to cut. He called me Dad after a single dinner, promising he'd protect her with his life. I wanted to believe it. I even gave him a down payment for their house, a cushion for her future. My wife said he's ambitious, like you were. No, he wasn't ambitious. He was predatory. The first sign came last year. My daughter stopped calling. Her voice changed. Laughter was replaced with apologies. Dad, work's been tough, she'd say. Pressure doesn't leave handprints on skin. But I waited. I didn't interfere until the ICU, until I saw what love had done to her. The doctor handed me her medical report. Fractured ribs, a concussion, signs of prolonged stress, malnutrition. This wasn't an accident, he said quietly. I didn't respond. I took her cracked but functional phone from her bag, opened her gallery, and froze. Voice notes, messages. His voice, mocking, drunk. You'll learn to shut your mouth when I tell you. Another. If you ever tell your father, I'll make sure you regret it. Regret. He had no idea what that word meant. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I made a list. Every bank account, every asset, every password I had access to. Thanks to the trust I'd set up when they married, I had insight into his finances. The irony wasn't lost on me. I didn't confront him. I planned. I started with his money, the lifeblood of his arrogance. Daniel had accounts across 3 banks. 2 joint, 1 offshore under a shell company I'd legally helped him register. Move 1. Freeze the company's liquidity under suspicion of fraud. A quick call to my contact in Zurich. Done. Move 2. Withdraw the joint funds I could legally claim from the trust one had established. Done. Move 3. File an emergency motion granting me financial guardianship over my daughter's medical care. Every bill, every insurance claim, every decision under their marital assets now require my authorization. Even a plane ticket would trigger a red flag. Move 4. Contact with his friends, a client of mine, offering a quiet deal, information on Daniel's yacht in exchange for settling a personal debt. Coordinates arrived within the hour. By sunrise, my daughter's bruises had faded slightly. Mine were just beginning. At 10:45 a.m., I sat beside her hospital bed. She was unconscious, machines whispering around her. My phone buzzed, Daniel's number flashing. I let it ring twice before answering. "Where the hell are you?" he barked, slurring. They froze my cards. My crypto's gone. I can't even pay the captain. I stayed silent. He shouted again. "Do you hear me? Tell your daughter to unlock my accounts." I said calmly, "She's in the ICU." Silence. Then a scoff. "She'll live. She always exaggerates." I ended the call. Then I sent a single message from my private server to his yacht management company, alerting them that the vessel was under financial investigation and pending seizure. Within minutes, his location was flagged by authorities. He called back, frantic. "They took my passport. My friends left. They think I'm laundering. What did you do?" I said softly, "You told her she'd regret speaking to me." Then I hung up. 3 days later, my daughter woke. Her first words, barely audible, "Dad, where's Daniel?" I smiled faintly, knowing the cost of his choices. That same morning, the news broke. A prominent banker detained abroad amid a financial fraud investigation. Photos of him, sunburned, handcuffed, humiliated, plastered across every channel. I watched in her hospital room. Nurses paused. My daughter's eyes filled with confusion, then realization. "You did this?" she whispered. I nodded once. Every illegal transfer, forged signature, and misused account led back to him. I had used my own legal expertise to trigger an internal audit, falsified under the very company he boasted about creating. He called from detention the next day, voice broken. "You ruined me." I said calmly, "No, Daniel, you did." Then, as he began to beg, the line went dead. It was over. My daughter is home now, healing slowly, quietly. The house is smaller, emptier, but peaceful. I don't ask about the past. She doesn't ask about the yacht. We communicate in silence. Sometimes she looks at me with that same childhood glint that says, "You kept me safe." And sometimes, late at night, I replay Daniel's final messages in my head, his voice trembling, realizing he has nothing left. Justice isn't loud. It doesn't always wear a badge or bang a gavel. Sometimes it's a father closing his laptop, watching his daughter breathe, knowing the man who hurt her will never hurt anyone again. I don't believe in revenge. Not anymore. I believe in balance. And once balance is restored, peace follows. He thought he could bury his sins under money and charm. I simply showed him what it felt like to drown in both.